Let's talk about Paldean Face, the latest shiny set in the Pokémon TCG, and one card in specific has been skyrocketing in price, and that is Mew. We're going to talk about it in today and talk about the bubble Mew and whether or not it's a bubble. Let's talk about it in today's video. Do it! Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VMAT. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and joining all the fun we have here. Today we're going to be talking about Paldean Phase. We're going to take a look at some of the steel product and also the top 10 most expensive cards in the set, because a lot of them have been on the rise and some of the prices are shocking to say the least, especially on the blue shiny Mew. It's crazy how much that card is worth, and especially the last month or so, how the card's been spiking out of control. Now, let's first talk about the regular ETB here from Paldean Fates. It is actually up by 55.55% over the last 3 months. It's currently sitting at $65.58. If you look at the 6-month trend, you can see that's actually up by 67.06%, so a lot of that growth was in the last 3 months. Next up is the Pokémon Center version of it. It is currently sitting at $107.82. It's up by 58.05% over the last 3 months. If you look at the last 6 months, you can see, yes, a lot of that gains, all of those gains almost were all in the last 3 months, with a 54.53% gain over the last 6 months. Next up is the 10th spot for the singles. We're looking at Koraidon EX, beautiful gold card here. It is actually only up by 0.18% over the last 3 months, sitting at $11.10. If you look at the 6-month trend, you can see that it's up by 7.15%. Next card on the list is Charmeleon, our first baby shiny here. Charmeleon in a lightly played, we don't want to look at that. Let's go to the near mint price. Yes, okay, as you can see, it's actually on the decline. It's down 23.63% over the last 3 months. Is sitting at $13.09. We look at the 6-month trend. It's actually down by 26.78%. Yikes. But still a great card. There's just a lot of other cards competing in the set, and I think a lot of attention is also going towards that Mew for singles. Next up is a trainer card here, Arvin. It is actually up by 23.11% over the last 3 months, sitting at $13.21. If you look at the 6-month trend, you can see it's actually down by 6.92%, but it's definitely been on the rise over the past month and a half. Next up here is another baby shiny. I love this card, Snorlax from Paldean Phase. I just love how happy Snorlax looks in that card. Now this card is up by 33.10% over the last 3 months, currently sitting at $15.32. If you look at the 6-month trend, you can see that's actually down by 4.65%. So a lot of these cards have been rising over the past few months, and as you can see by the trend, it's like a nice V-shaped recovery there, going down from 16 all the way to the bottom in September, and then it's been on the rise ever since. Next up is another trainer card here, Iono, and it's actually currently up 0.58% over the last 3 months, so not a massive gain. It's currently sitting at $22.60. If we look at the 6-month trend here, you can see that's actually really down by 15.70%. Its highest price point was actually June 25th to July 1st at $30.66, and then has been on the decline ever since, though it's had a nice little gain in the past, I would say, month or so. Not much of a gain, but it's definitely gained a little bit. Next on the list is Charmander Baby Shiny. This card is currently sitting at $25.12. For its market price, it's up by 5.24% over the last 3 months. If you look at the 6-month trend here, this one actually has had a steady rise, up by 13.04% over the last 6 months, and its bottom price was actually June 18th to June 24th, and it was $20.56. Still never pulled this card. Some of the baby shinies are very difficult to pull in this set. I've had really bad pull rates, so maybe that's also one of the reasons why Mew is really expensive, is because the pull rates are ridiculously hard for this set. Next up is Pikachu Baby Shiny, and it's lightly played, so why don't we get it to the near mint? And as you can see here, it's had a pretty good gain in the last month. Now, over the last 3 months, it's actually lost 0.32% of its value, but if you look at the 6-month trend here, yeah, it was declining pretty much ever since like early July. It was at $36.59. Bottomed all the way down to $25.19 from November 12th to November 18th, but it's had a nice steady rise ever since then. And, you know, it's actually lost 11.86% in the last 6 months, but it's on a nice rise over the last month or so. Next up is Gardevoir EX. Beautiful card. I love the artwork on this card. It's up by 23.56% over the last 3 months, currently sitting at $55.12. If you look at the 6-month trend, you can see that it's had kind of similar V-shaped recovery, kind of started declining ever since June 18th, bottomed at about $39.25 in October, and then has been on the rise ever since, and it's up 6.87% over the last 6 months. Next is the Charizard. Everyone thought this was going to be the most expensive card in the set because it's a Charizard, but you know, it's competing with Mew. Mew sometimes is a pretty hot Pokemon too, but this card, I think it's just, there's just so many Charizards that were released in like 2023 and 2024 that people are just like, ugh. It's like, okay, it's Charizard. Yes, we like Charizard, but a little too much here. This is actually up by 48.23% over the last 3 months, currently sitting at $157.26. If you look at the 6-month trend, yes, you can see it bottomed out at about just over $100 in the beginning of October, and then it's been crazy rising ever since then to a massive $157.74. Now, of course, the card we talked about in the beginning of the video, it's the Mew, the shiny illustration rare, the special illustration rare, and this one is a beautiful card. It's really been on the rise. Like, look at that. It's literally exploding in price. 233.49%. It's been up by that much over the last 3 months, currently sitting at $304.51. If you look at the 6-month trend here, you can see that, yes, it was basically flat all the way until the beginning of October, and then it just skyrocketed. So a lot of these gains are literally in the last 2.5 months with a crazy increase. I can't even believe how expensive this card is getting, and all of this has been happening while everyone's been focused on all the spoilers for Prismatic Evolutions or like Surging Sparks, and this card is just, I wouldn't even say quietly been going up, it's been exploding in price. But let me know your thoughts down below about Paldean Fates. Is it your favorite shiny set? Do you prefer Shining Legends, Hidden Fates? What do you prefer? Do you prefer Shining Fates, Hidden Fates? This set was kind of slept on for a bit. A lot of people were not excited about the set, but it looks like a lot of that excitement has kind of been reinvigorated, at least for this card specifically. A lot of the cards have had some recoveries or they've been going up over the last month or so, but this card specifically, I am in shock at the heavy demand. Like, it's a beautiful card, but my god, the price increase on this is insane. Anyways, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.